Hi. We always keep talking about mindsets, the importance of mindset in our transformation or in anything that we do, right? Today, in this video, we will work on the principles for setting up this mindset, which will become a pathway for transformation. So take a paper and pen because what I am going to speak to you is noted here. You need to note it too. Now, we'll talk about 10 principles and one bonus master secret, which will be like a Brahmastra over all these 10 principles. First one, we begin with our values. Why values? Because values are those that define us. When I talk about my value system, you will be able to judge me or you will be able to understand what kind of a person I am. Values are those principles that I follow that influence my behavior towards anything. Maybe family is a value to me. Maybe speed is a value to me. Maybe freedom is a value to me. Maybe honesty, integrity. You define your value system. Whatever be your value system, you're going to stick to it. And that is what is going to evolve our remaining 9 principles. Once I clearly understand my value, number 2 is my goals. Based on my value system, what I like, what I give importance to, I will formulate my goals. Now, goals should be such which you could measure, because anything that we can measure, we can easily improve, we can easily work upon it. Measuring tools very soon we are going to come up with in our next videos. Rather, we'll start a campaign with you which is based only on a measurement system so that all of us can track our progress and keep evolving more steps to improve. So values, based on values, we have our goals. Goals are to be measurable. So the third point is we are going to add a measure to the goal. For example, let's set a very small, simple goal of me improving by 1% every day. Kaizen formula. Supposedly, I want to improve on my health part. Last week, I started with a raw diet, only fruits and salads and soups. This week, what do I add to? This week, I'll add a tinge of breathing exercises. Next week, I will ensure I add some lighter exercises. So this way, we plan to improve week on week. Now, principle number 4, setting priorities. Priorities could be, of course, as per your goals, as per your values. What is important to note here, many people say that do not have a to-do list. Would suggest have a to-do list, but with just 3 priorities for that particular day. So one is setting priorities for a day, and one is setting priorities for the week, setting priorities for the month. That is how we will chunk it. Top 3 priorities for the day. I will not have more than one big task in my list, one medium task in my list, and one relatively small, not small, relatively smaller task. This is how my prioritization will happen for day, for the week, for the month. This priority, we'll come back to this point number 4 as we go ahead. Once I have my values, my goals, I have added measure to my goals. I have now my priorities. You can also have your priorities, broader priorities, say for this year, this financial year, this calendar year, depending on what goals you are setting. But we always prefer having a priority for the day, for the week, month, and quarter, and so on. Now, number 5, my time. My goals, my priorities, my values. So I work by my time, which means identify your peak time. My peak time I have understood. Evening 6 till 9 or 10 is peakest for me. My creativity works best, my writing works best, all my innovation, my ideas, everything pops up around that 6 to 10 p.m. time. So you need to identify what is your peak time. It could be morning, afternoon, evening, night. Freeze that. That is the time which is your independent time. Do not schedule anything whatsoever in that phase. Once we are stuck with that time, we give the best out of us in that time. You will realize how better you get with the measurement, how better you get with your priorities, how better you are, how better you show the progress with your goals. Now comes number 6, Bruce Lee ka 10,000 concept. Remember what Bruce Lee said? That he's not fearing the 10,000 moves the opponent is going to make, but he fears that one move which the opponent has practiced 10,000 times. So have one such move with you which you have practiced 10,000 times that makes you an expert. That becomes your unique selling proposition. That becomes your differentiation point. That has to be with us always. Whenever asked what's your USP, you know that one skill which you have practiced 10,000 times and you are a master of it now. So nobody can beat you in that. Attached to this number 6 is number 7. Even though you have practiced it 10,000 times, you're not going to stop at that. You have to continue sharpening the axe. Sharpening the axe, we'll talk about 2 things. One, of course, continuous learning. Try and see what are the upgrades in your field. You are easily aware of it. I don't need to talk too much about it, but just a gentle reminder, keep working on learning new skills from your area of expertise. There will be a lot of developments always. If not developments, you can read about people who have been in your field and what have they been doing. It's good to learn from somebody's failures and somebody's success. The second thing in sharpening the axe is independent thinking. This works like a bumper. In this independent thinking, I am not getting influenced by any reading material, by anybody's views, opinions, judgments. This is my time, my own thinking. Because whatever you come out with your own thinking, that is what is innovation. We don't have to be, or rather all of us are born as Einsteins. It's simple that curiosity sometimes is not there. We don't get into that independent kind of a thinking. That doesn't give us those innovative ideas. That potential, that capability exists in all of us. You schedule your independent thinking time, especially in your peak time, and see the magical results. I'm repeating, we've covered 7 till now. I'm repeating values. Based on values, my goals. I'm attaching a measure to my goals. I am adding priorities to my life. My time. Number 5, my time. Number 6, the Bruce Lee 10,000 concept. Number 7, sharpening the axe through learning and thinking, independent thinking. During this thinking, you are not going to even use any Google, any ChatGPTs, any books, no references. It is whatever you have downloaded so far, try and work upon it. We sometimes get overwhelmed with so much of information overload. That spoils our independent thinking. Maybe with those 2-3 inputs, I can create something absolutely marvelous, which does not exist so far. Or if it exists, I could develop a different way of doing it. And all this will come through that independent thinking time. Go for it once and you will see the magic. Next, number 8 is read. I see that a lot of after technology, you have Kindles, you have screen times. I would suggest take some physical book. 3 types of readings are a must. First type of reading is where I get inspired. Second type of reading is where I am learning more about my area of expertise, about my skills. And third type of reading is reading biographies. What people did. What people did, we need to know. Again, I'm repeating, either to avoid what not to do or to pick up a point from what they did. It's good to model them sometimes, because then you will not have to start from the scratch. If I am modeling Bill Gates some strategy, means I'm using his so many years of experience to grow further. I'm not like copying it. I am modeling it for my own journey. That's using his experience, which he's sharing. I'm not stealing anything. He's openly shared it. That matter Warren Buffett or that matter anybody. So 3 types of readings: what inspires, influences you, what your skills, and the biographies. So our principle number 8 will be reading. All these principles that we are talking, don't forget, they are there to help us maintain our resourceful state. At no point in time, if we practice all this, this becomes a discipline with us. It will not let our mindset go low. It will not let my resourceful state to become an unresourceful state. I will, majority of the time, my graph will be like this. There are ups and downs, but with a growth, right? Now, number 9, routine tasks. When we make our to-do lists or when we schedule our tasks, we forget to include some routine tasks. Maybe it could be giving time to the family. It could be going to the market and purchasing some things which would be necessary during the flow of the month. Have them listed in your to-do lists. If you are going to take an extra break of half an hour, let your calendar talk of that break. That 4 to 4:30, it's going to be my break. Have it listed. Do not ignore a listing of these routine tasks in your to-do list, in your calendars. Calendar has to be point to point, minute to minute. 9 to 9:15, then have it 9 to 9:15. So 9:15, 9:16 onwards, I start. That's okay. Have it listed. So what will happen? Sometimes things come that disturb your calendar. If you'll have these smaller things listed, you will get lesser disturbed, or probably you will be able to cope up with it much better. Number 10, the most interesting, we have to keep celebrating our wins. If you have even listed out this 10 principle thing, celebrate it. Like I do. So this celebration is important. It keeps us charged. It tells the mind, do something, you will be gifted. Do something, you will be gifted. There is absolutely no harm in this kind of a deal with your brain. We have to maintain our mindset. Any deal is good for it. So these 10 principles, and now comes the Brahmastra, the master's secret. If you don't have that secret, all these 10 will go ruined. Very soon you're going to leave them, forget them, your motivation will fade and discipline will go for a toss. But if you practice this master secret, you are going to stick to these 10 principles. So number 11 probably is more important than the above 10. And that master secret is having rituals. One morning ritual and one night ritual, that is a ritual before you sleep, and the morning ritual is immediately upon waking up when you've not even left your bed. Minimum 2 rituals, 1 in the morning, 1 in the night. You can have 5 in the morning, 5 in the night, 2 in the morning, 5 in the night, that's up to you. But minimum 1 ritual. For instance, the moment I wake up or I'm in the process of waking up, I'm in that alpha state. I have this ritual of gratitude, expressing gratitude. I start my day with gratitude. Night ritual, I have one ritual of introspection. I kind of revise what I did, why I did, what could I have made better, what were the mistakes. Okay, I'll improve them tomorrow onwards. I do a lot of forgiveness, a lot of gratitude again. I do journaling. I write, one win of the day, one thing I'm grateful for today. So I have my own rituals because I have practiced them and seen how my day gets better, how my mindset is improving, how I'm able to maintain a relatively positive mindset throughout the year and even throughout each day. There are ups and downs. There are moments where I feel low. There are moments I cry. Everything happens. But how quickly I come out of those and I'm back to my normalcy. I'll repeat these 10 principles for you. Values. Goals according to values. If we do not have our goals according to our value systems, we are definitely going to fail. Attaching measure to my goals. because whatever I can measure, I can improve. Number 4, setting priorities. Number 5, my peak time identification. Number 6, the Bruce Lee 10,000 concept. Number 7 is sharpening my axe through learning and through independent thinking. Number 8, reading. 3 types of reading: influence, skills, and biographies. Number 9, scheduling my routine tasks, including my breaks, in my daily calendar, in my daily to-do lists, minute-to-minute plan of my day. Number 10, celebrating wins. And to ensure that these 10 do not fall apart, my master secret of having minimum 2 rituals, one in the morning, one in the night, definitely yes. Formulate these 10 principles, attach them to the master secret, the rituals, and I want you to now, today onwards, start noting how are you getting better each day from your previous day. We are not going to compete with others. We are competing with ourselves. How am I going to be better than my yesterday? And remember, in this entire practice, we are not going to judge others, nor are we going to get influenced by their judgment. Judgment is what is killing our true potential these days. Very soon we'll come out on a video on judgment, the pre-judge and the post-judge and the self-judge and judging others. We have to get rid of this entire episode of judgment. That has to be kind of, deleted from our lives. Things have to be observed as they are, not judged. So very soon I'll come up with a video for you on the judgment. Till then, develop these principles of transformation through your mindset, helping to maintain a positive mindset, helping to maintain a resourceful state throughout. I'm very much looking to your views, to your feedback, to your system that you have evolved, so that we all practice together. Once you send me your principles, we can actually work out customized measurement sheets for you. And that will be a true fun working together and really seeing quantified how we transform. See you there very soon.